Hi, I'm Pranav, and I'm here with Pari, patri, the founder of PSSM Global. Thank you so much for visiting us here again in Dallas. And to start, I just wanted to ask you, so a lot of youth and a lot of kids my age are experiencing mental stress, a lot of mental stress, and especially burnout because of school and work life and things like that. How can meditation help them alleviate these problems and all this stress that they have?
Okay, hi Pranav, and I'm so happy to be back with you. I know we did an interview back in October when I was here for the Mega Meditation Summit organized by PSSM. Um, well, the question of mental health is all about the stress, the burnout, is because we do not know how to manage our energy. It's about energy management. It's about we know very well how to manage our money, physical resources, but learning about energy, where to put energy and where not to put energy, and understanding how we um, work, understanding our mind, understanding our own power is where it starts. So, how do you eliminate burnout? First, give me an example of what stress is, what burnout is. Then let's go with it.
So a lot of kids have like strict parents who put a lot of pressure on them due to grades, getting into college and work and things like that. So all this build up stress from school, work life can pile up over time, and that causes burnout and them to have all these things piled on themselves and so much to worry about, and that's what causes all their stress.
So basically, you're saying the parents are the stress makers.
Well, it's kind of like so parents are part of it. It's like the unreal expectations that are put on them, all these standards, and then also the things that come with school, teachers, and just like the standards that are set by society on how you're supposed to do in life.
Absolutely. So the coming to the root essence, I guess it is the pressure that is put on by the environment, by the society, by the system. And parents are there, it's not their fault. They're just following the norm or the system. And every parent want their best for their child. And that's why they do what they do. So it's not the fault of the parents as well. But the problem is about understanding the very concept of excellence, because we do everything to excel, to excel in a area so that we get the best opportunities, and that is why we do all of this. And the concept of excellence comes from creativity, comes from innovative, comes from that free thinking, not from a place of competition, not from a place of judgment. So there are two places again: understanding energy, understanding thinking. This is the major problems, that this is not taught to the children, to the youth, where we are not identifying the root cause of we are blaming the system, we are blaming the parents, we are blaming everything around, but not really going to the root cause. That is, if you work under fear, there is fear, there is love, expansion. If you work with fear, under fear, if I don't get good grades, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna not be with my peers, everybody is gonna go ahead, but I'll be just left alone here, right? That is one of the major fear probably a young student faces, that, and probably even the parent highlights that. Everybody, look at that kid, how are they doing, and why are you not doing it? So this only highlights that that we have to compete to be accepted in the society. We have to be the best or above everyone to be accepted in the society and loved in the society or in our families. So what are we telling our kids? That we're telling our kids that only if you are better than everyone, then you are loved, then you are accepted, because the whole core is you being accepted, you being loved. That is what comes down to the core thing. What do we want? We want everybody to love us, appreciate us, value us, respect us, make us feel important. And now what we learn is, in order for me to get this, I need to get good grades, I need to get into good college, league, what do you call, Ivy League college, um, so that people respect me and say, oh my gosh, Pranav, wow, you know what, this is where I learn. So you're seeing your importance, or you're seeing your worthiness based on the college you go, so that is adding value to you. But the very core to understand is, that is why we teach soul science, that is why we talk about who you are, the very core of who you are. You don't need any certificate or any Ivy League to endorse you or tell you that, oh, you know what, you're in this college, that makes you feel special. You are special. You are. So when we understand that I don't need to do anything else to impress or feel loved or feel important, I'm already important, then that pressure goes down. So meditation is a tool. So basically, in terms of science, I know you love science. In terms of science, we have a part of the brain that is acts like a radiator. So when there is a lot of stress, it gets heated up. I think it's called, if I'm not wrong, it's called perinatal, the part of the brain. We'll confirm after we can put that in the YouTube link, this details. So that part acts like a radiator thermostat and gets heated up. So when it is heated up, the brain is struggling to keep up with it, and is now in the survival mode. That means does not work in the creativity mode. That means it is not in the expansion mode, connection mode. It highlights judgment, it highlights competition, it highlights survival. In survival, you are not thinking about how great the sky is. You have to complete the mission in hand. So, but when you meditate, what really happens is it cools down that part of the brain. So it's actually working on your brain physically. It cools down the part of the brain, and it makes you now think creatively. It makes you now get into this space which we call as quantum space. What is quantum space? Quantum space is zero state. Have you ever heard about zero state? So zero state, what does meditation do? We go into zero state. Zero state is the point before happenings and non-happenings. It is a right in between happenings and non-happenings. That means there are infinite possibilities. So when you enter into that zero state, you now have access to create anything you want. So when you understand that when you cool down your brain, you're calmer, you're relaxed, your nervous system is down, your parasympathetic nervous system gets activated, you're now in a place where you can think, where you can innovate. And that is the part is missing, and that is why we see mental health. I know I gave a big answer, but it is important it is not a straight answer. Oh, what is meditation? How does meditation help? No, you have to understand the whole background of how your brain works, what the energy works, the point of energy management, how it is working in your everyday, in your attitudes, in your behavior, in your thinking, in your actions. So meditation plays a big role in all of this, balancing it out and really up leveling your brain power. We all want that. It is about memory. How much do we remember what we did last year? How much did you remember what you studied last year? We are at a time where we are struggling with attention, span of attention. We can't even watch for 10 minutes. So meditation is needed for everything, for all of that reasons. And it helps if you want to be successful. Now it's a necessity. It's not a luxury anymore that, oh, I don't have time for meditation. You think you don't have time for meditation, but you have no choice. You have to meditate if you want to succeed.
Yes. Thank you for the super detailed answer, going fully in depth. And now we have all these pyramids behind us. So I personally, all these crystals crystals behind us, I personally don't see what all the hype and why so many people value these so much. I don't really understand everything behind these crystals. Could you please explain that to me?
Absolutely. So I'll talk about the pyramids as well along with this. Why am I talking in this mic?
To make it sound clearer and the voice
to amplify it, right? I can talk like this, but You can hear properly. But when I talk like this, they can hear me properly on the video. Correct? So what is this? This is a
microphone.
This is a tool, right? Anything that does the same amount of work but with less effort is called a tool in science. Correct?
Yes.
So the crystals are tools as well. How are they tools? Now, crystals are used in laser imaging, silicon chips, your watches, and many modern technologies. Clear quartz is used. Do you know why? Did you know that they are being used? Okay. So yeah, crystals are being used in most of the modern day technologies because of their precision, stable frequency, vibratory rate. They have a very stable vibratory rate, crystals. That's why in the watches especially, quartz crystals are used. Laser imaging, silicon chips, and many more. Yeah, they're very precise, very stable, very high, very specific frequency. They never modulate. And you know the Curie brothers?
No.
Okay, so they are scientists. They are great guys. What they did was they did an experiment with a quartz crystal. They took a big crystal and they tied it to electrodes, and they took a hammer and started hitting. You know the law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. You know that. So the same way, what they saw was when they hit the crystal, the mechanical energy, right? The pressure is put on the crystal. That has created voltage.
Okay.
So basically, the mechanical energy was converted into voltage, and vice versa.
But wouldn't that happen just from hitting any rock? Just like how you make sparks and how you make fire by hitting two rocks?
Yeah, so it's not fire. You're creating voltage. You can take rocks and try that as well. So you're actually creating because of the it is basically conversion of energy that happened with the crystals. And they have tried with many other rocks as well, and it happens specifically with quartz crystal. And that's why they are used in all this modern day technology, because they have piezoelectricity, pyroelectricity. They create this electricity. If you could create electricity from any rocks firing, we would be just doing that right now and not worried about how do we manage resources. So yes, so it creates all of that, and that's when we know that they have something good. There is a scientific principle that works with it. And the way the crystals, they have very precise frequency emanating from them. It's called a dominant vibratory rate. For example, this is amethyst. There are different amethysts. Now, every amethyst has its own vibratory rate. But from a whole family, they have a dominant vibratory rate. Okay. So, this has a vibratory rate, this has a frequency, and this frequency comes from various factors because of its color. You know, color has a frequency. The pressure of this rock, the temperature around. So there are so many factors that determine this vibratory rate. And the biggest reason why they work is the law of entrainment, also known as the law of resonance. Have you done that experiment at school where you take tuning forks and you hit it? Have you done it? No. Okay. So you take a hollow board and you put two tuning forks of similar frequencies, say 525 hertz. You take one tuning fork and you hit it. Okay, you're hitting one tuning fork and and activating its vibration. Within time, the other one also starts vibrating without you hitting it.
Okay.
So this is called law of entrainment. In the same way, when we bring for example, you know grandfather clocks, the big clocks. You put 30 clocks in a room and you go out for vacation for 3 months and come back, and they're all in different syncs. They are not synced together.
Not the same time.
They are not the same, like they are not synced together to, the clock ring together. You come back after 3 months, you'll see they're all in sync. They get in sync because of law of entrainment. You know the story of in London, you don't go on a parade in sync.
Yes.
Because a bridge can break.
Yes.
Because of what?
Law of entrainment.
Law of entrainment. It can break the bridge itself. So the law of entrainment is a nature when it works everywhere. So when you are in sync with a similar or higher vibrational tools, you will start getting entrained. That is the principle that works.
Okay.
So yes, if I wear this is citrine. If I wear a citrine, will I get abundance, money? Citrine is for money. I will say no. If you just wear the crystal and expect the money to rain on you, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because the key is you. The power is within you. The crystal is a tool. If my voice is not there, what is the point of this? Nothing. Exactly. If I am not there, my energy is not there, my power is not there, there's no point in having this.
No.
This is just an amplifier.
Okay, just like the mic.
Just like the mic. Yes, you got it. Just like the mic. If I put wrong messages, it is only going to amplify wrong messages. So what I put in, if I am in confusion and I'm just blabbering here, nobody can understand anything. If in confusion, do I do this major or that major? I don't know what I want, and I'm just taking a crystal in my bag and going around. It's not going to do anything to you. So the key is you, your mindset, you. And then once you have one, that's why meditation is the foundation. Without meditation, a crystal is wasted. So once you know who you are, how to work with it, then you use the tools. These are spiritual tools. It works with consciousness, with energy. So when you understand how to work with it, then that is when they actually work. So why they give results sometimes, not results sometimes, it depends on the person. You, not the mic. You can't blame the mic. It is you. Okay, so you got the answer?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, that's. Thank you so much for that answer. It's quite. I learned a lot. It's just like a microphone, the crystal.
It's a tool.
It's just a tool to amplify who you are.
And why do we need tools? See, for example, in the olden days, you didn't need crystals. Why? Because the air was fresh. The food that we ate had nutrition. There was no Wi-Fi. There was nothing around, and people could go along with their lives. But today, right now, there is Wi-Fi here. It is going through your body, through your organs. Every organ has a certain frequency, and when you're exposed to radiation consistently, Wi-Fi, microwave, radio waves, ultrasound waves, there's so many happening. You just can't see. The visible light the VIBGYOR is only limited. That doesn't mean that light doesn't exist in infrared and ultra. That just because you can see. The hearing range is 12 to 20k hertz, kilohertz, 20 hertz to 20k kilohertz, decibels, the audible range. Does that mean that below 20k there is no sound?
No, it's just less.
You just can't hear.
Yeah.
So you can see the metaphysical woo-woo stuff that we say, and she gets ridiculed in the show. So a commercial program like Friends that the whole world watches, and people who talk about alternative medicine gets ridiculed. Do you know the show Seinfeld? Or the Big Bang Theory?
Oh, Big Bang Theory.
All of those shows. Whenever you bring up metaphysical stuff or alternative medicine, you get ridiculed.
Because you're going against the norm.
You're going against the norm. So are we all sheep or we are just a herd that we just follow the herd and we don't ask questions? There are thousands of books written on this stuff. There's thousands of books on the science of genetics, epigenetics, like Bruce Lipton, like Nassim Haramein, or even Joe Dispenza. Why are we not reading those books? Why are we not talking about that? We just go with the herd. We are sheep. I know I'm being directly talking about it. Why are we even not asking? Where are the youth asking me that question? And I'm glad you are here asking these questions. I'm glad you are at least have that question. Okay, why this is just This is just nonsense people do. No, this is not nonsense. This is science. Probably 200 years back, if I had said the world was round, or 300 years back, my head would have been cut off.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have been ridiculed, I would have going against the norms. But today, we all know that is science.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way, what we are ridiculed, the thing that we don't understand, it is the science in the making. We don't just accept what is proved. We have to be always inquisitive about what is not proved and what is more. In the whole world, in the universe, only the whole, say, cosmos, 0.4% is physical matter, like stars, planets, meteorites, asteroids. 4% is gases, the beautiful Milky Way colors you see. 4%. How much is left? 96%. 96% or more than, or I think 60 to 70%. Yes, there is empty space. It is dark matter. Research about dark matter. What is dark matter? Dark energy. We don't even know what is out there. And there's another, the law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Battery, we see batteries. That is it is converted into voltage.
Yes.
There is 0 point energy, that is battery comes from nothing. 0 point energy. You don't need gas, you don't need anything. Why that technology is not being talked about or explored about? So there's so much that we do not know, and we know only this much. So I would encourage all the youth to start asking questions. Don't think you're smart when you challenge the non-popular opinions or thoughts. That is not your smartness. The smartness comes from exploring and learning and reading books. So I would encourage everybody to read books first.
Thank you. That's fantastic. It's amazing advice, and you just gave me and all the other youth and kids just like me some great, or even not even youth, everyone, just great advice in general. And speaking about the youth, we're on this topic of meditation. How would you help the youth get into meditation if they would like to get into meditation but they do not know where or how to start? Like, what would your advice be on how they could start?
Well, they can start anywhere, in their homes, in their dorms, wherever they are. Meditation is simple. It is just, there is no chanting, there is no visualization. All you have to do is cross your legs, clasp your hands, and just observe your easy, natural breath. And before they start meditating, the first thing I would say is, it all starts with your mindset. If you start with a mindset of, it's so difficult, I can't do, my mind won't stop, you can never meditate. First, you have to believe that you can do it. You can try it. If so many, we see athletes without legs participating in Olympics. We see so many miraculous things happening around. If you tell me that you can't observe your breath for half an hour, there is something wrong with you. That is the most simplest thing to do. So I would say that it's a simple method, the most scientific method. Just observe your normal breath. No changing of your breath. No any yoga, asana, comfortable posture. Sit, observe your breath. That's all you have to do. And when you have thoughts, simply, gently bring your awareness back to your breath and repeat.
That's great. Thank you. I'm sure that will help a lot of kids out there, help a lot of youth people out there get started.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay, let me ask you.
Okay.
Last 2 minutes. Yes. So Pranav, I know you. I always have a great time talking to you. And tell me about you. Do you meditate?
So it actually all started when I was a lot younger. My mom heard some things from, I don't know, maybe Facebook, her WhatsApp chats. It all started with her wanting me to do yoga. So it's also something my grandfather did a lot. And doing all that yoga, over time I completely stopped. and my mom found some more things, and that led me to start doing meditation. So I wouldn't say I'm like a great experienced meditator, but I meditate somewhat often with my mom. We come to these meditation magic group sessions sometimes, learn about gratitude, meditation, and all these things. So it's a lot due to my mom, but it's also something I've tried to pursue myself through the introduction through her.
What do you do now?
So, like I said, we come to these meetings sometimes.
No, your profession. I mean, your studies. What do you study now?
Oh, so I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm in 10th grade. So currently, I'm not really sure what I'd like to do. I'm leaning into two completely different things. I either want to do something through coding, so software engineer, something like that, or I want to be a lawyer. So
Okay.
I still have a bit of time, but I'm just trying to figure out what I'd like to do.
So, what would you tell you?
Oh.
See, you had the opportunity that most kids here did not have, getting introduced to meditation at such an early age. What would you tell them about meditation?
So the first thing is like the first benefit that I truly noticed was it helped me be a lot more calm and focused. So the first time I really started meditating was before, like, it sounds weird, but before like basketball games or basketball tryouts, because I originally just listened to like blasted music in the car to help me calm down and be like super focused before the games. And then in the car ride one time, me and my mom just like meditated on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
I went into the game, or I think it was into a tryout. I played so well.
Really? Wow.
I played amazing. It didn't end up going like great, but
you did well.
I did well, and I had no nerves. I wasn't nervous at all. I played the best I could, and if it didn't end up great, I can't control that. But I made sure I did my best, and I was calm throughout the entire thing. I wasn't worried about anyone else. Thought I was completely locked in, only focused on myself.
Wow, that is huge. That experience is huge, because that is where most people get anxiety and panic attacks, like just before the game, on how do you do, or the nerves, as you said. So I'm so happy. I'm so glad to hear that experience, and I would love to share this to the entire world. In fact, this is the video we have to share, to not my video, your video. To the people, to help students that how meditation can calm your nerves just before a game or just before an exam or an interview. So, your last message to all the youth.
Even if you may not have a fantastic environment, you can meditate from anywhere. I promise, no matter what you're doing, how long, at least try to do a little bit of time. But for me, my first experience where I truly saw it help was in a car. It was like a 15-minute drive, and just those 15 minutes of meditation helped soothe all my nerves. It helped me so much, and all you need is that one experience to push you to start doing it more consistently, and that's all you need, just that one push.
Wow, awesome. Thank you, Pranav, for being here and talking to me again, and I would love for you to travel with me and teach all the kids everywhere. And also, I would love for you to invite, officially I'm asking before everyone, is to lead the PAIMA, the Pyramid Youth Meditation and Ahimsa for US.
Yes, that's an honor. That's a great experience, and you're thanking me, but I want to thank you so much for coming out to Dallas and talking to me and giving all these people all this great knowledge.
Thank you.
Thank you.